Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Tuesday, and all of our guests today are brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort in Parksville. Whether it's a small, intimate event or a large gathering of up to 100 guests, the Bayside is ready to accommodate, offering full setup, including bar service, staffing, as well as business essentials to make your event seamless. Call 250-248-8333 or visit BaysideResortParksville.com. Ryan, if you could throw up the graphic now from the Canucks. Trade alert graphic from the Canucks today. We found out moments ago that they've made a trade with, again, I use the word shockingly, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jack Rathbone and Carl Plasek go to the Penguins in return for center Ty Glover and right-handed defenseman Mark Fredman. And joining us, this is such fortunate timing for us. Craig Button joins us now, TSN Scouting Director, as always, on a Tuesday. Craig, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm really well, really well. How are you guys doing today?
Good, very well. You are the scouting director, and we're not going to sit here and pretend we know a lot about Ty Glover and Mark Fredman. Let's start with the right-handed defenseman, Mark Fredman. Craig, if you can, what can you tell us about him?
Well, Mark's a player that's got really good puck play. And he's a right-shot defenseman. And, you're trying to find some balance in your lineup. You're trying to find the ability to play with the puck, move the puck. And certainly Mark can provide those types of things. Obviously, he's a player that when you're acquiring him, you're trying to fill a specific area on your team. And I think that the Vancouver Canucks do that with Mark Fredman. He's had his moments where he's had some really good productive play. I think what you're looking for from Mark right now is for him to extend that good play over longer stretches. And when you got Quinn Hughes and you can handle the puck, you got Roenick who can handle the puck. Handling the puck is really important. You can't just grab the puck and just throw it up for grabs. And I think Mark really helps this team now add another element to their blue line that can help them. And Jack Rathbone, who I feel still has potential. Sometimes change of scenery just helps them. The opportunity that looked like he was going to earn in Vancouver just never really came to fruition, and now he gets that opportunity in Pittsburgh.
Ty Glover, left-handed center, born in England, went to Western Michigan. Craig, what can you tell us?
Yeah, we're talking about a C prospect here. He's a minor leaguer. That's what he is. Ty Glover's a minor leaguer. That's you're moving contracts around, for probably, one player, one forward out from Abbotsford, and, somebody they're looking for in Wilkes-Barre, and, Abbotsford looking for another player. But, the outside of Rathbone and Fredman, you're looking at minor league players.
Yeah, Ty Glover, 23 years old, to your point, Craig. What is Jack Rathbone, getting back to him, Craig, what does he have to work on?
When you got the skating ability of Jack and you got the ability to move the puck either with your hands or with your feet, that's what you got to do. And I think that for young players that have done that, they come to the NHL and then they find themselves trying to round out other parts of their game. Not that it's not important, but you can't forget what got you there. And it seemed to me watching Jack play, and I saw him play Tom and Abbotsford, he got away from maybe got away is the wrong word. He seemed to be more focused in, and how many times he's got to learn how to defend. He's got to learn how to play, better below the serve. So now you hear that, and then that's all you do, and that's all you stay focused in. I see it all the time with the Canadian junior team and the U.S. junior team for that fact. They bring a player in and a player who's really good in one area, and I tell the young players this all the time. Bring what brought you here, what got the people's attention. Inevitably, players get cut and then they go, geez, yeah, we were looking for more of that. I think that's what happened with Jack in Vancouver. I think he got too weighted towards trying to find those other areas of his game. And what really shines in his game wasn't able to shine, and what ends up happening, the luster comes off, and I think that's the case here for Jack.
Well, Craig, lots of positivity in Vancouver. The Canucks are 2-0. What's impressed you the most so far?
Well, I mean, number one, I think that you look at Thatcher Demko, and we know that he got sick in that first game. So they go back to Edmonton, and Casey DeSmith goes in there and plays a really strong game, a really, really strong game in a road win for the Vancouver Canucks. So, having a tandem, Casey has been part of a tandem in Pittsburgh, and I think with Thatcher coming back from that injury, I think it really helps the Vancouver Canucks. Number two, I think when you're looking at game one, you're looking at and even game two, some good, solid 5-on-5 play. It wasn't nearly as good in game two in Edmonton as it was in game one, and you would expect that. But I think that Rick Tocchet has continuously talked about zeroing in as a team and playing defense. You go into the game on Saturday with Noah Juleson and Hirose. I mean that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
When I say a problem, I mean for a coach looking for the right matchups, right? So you now come through this and you go, okay, we're going to need a little bit of help from our forwards. We're going to need a little bit more help overall as a group. Be strong positionally and understand that where we're going to defend is going to be in the critical areas. I think they've done that for the most part. Brock Besser, I don't know how you can't be happy for him. He starts off with 4 goals. I mean, one of them was really fortunate, the one off his stick, wherever it went off on that attempted pass. But you get more goal scoring. I mean, Brock's always been a capable player. We know he's had some injuries, certainly with his dad, and that's going to affect anybody. But seeing Brock back healthy and smiling and enjoying the game, I think those are my 3 real big takeaways here from the Vancouver Canucks first 2 games.
Craig, Connor Bedard in Toronto last night. The media there is in an uproar. They're not happy. He wasn't made available to the media in Toronto yesterday. There was no game day skate, and then post-game they didn't make him available. Are you okay with that?
Well, they made him available on Sunday.
At the practice.
So he came in on Sunday. I don't know what they were trying to do. I don't know if Chicago was trying to get out of Toronto really quickly last night. I don't know what their travel plans are. I think the Chicago Blackhawks have been incredibly accommodating with all the road media here in Connor Bedard's first 4 games. And you come out of Montreal, you're in Toronto. Obviously, there's a lot of interest. So I'm going to give a pass here to Connor Bedard and the Chicago Black, not knowing what their travel plans were. If they wanted to get right out of Toronto last night, and like when you want to get moving and the bus is going and the plane is leaving, there's no time for it. And I those sometimes are decisions. Secondly, sometimes you just got to say, you know what, we've done our part here. And you know what, and you're not going to get yes every single time you want to talk to Connor Bedard. And I think sometimes the PR department trying to protect a young player like Connor it is in the best interest of everybody.
Hey, Craig, in line with that, this was on Sunday, or at least I saw it yesterday, but I believe the interview was from Sunday. Taylor Hall came to Connor Bedard's defense, wondering, man, is he doing too many interviews, especially in-game interviews? With that in mind, how smart was it for the Blackhawks to acquire Taylor Hall? First of all, he's still a pretty talented player, but secondly, like Connor Bedard, a former first overall draft pick who's been through this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Donnie. Austin Matthews also talked a little bit about it. Sidney Crosby talked about it, saying that he wishes that maybe he would have said no a little bit more often at times in his career. All first overall picks, all understanding, what the demands are, and you're going to be in that spotlight. So you come into the league as a generational player, and that's what I see Connor as. There's going to be expectations on you. People want to know, they want to hear you. You're coming you go to play Crosby. You're going to Boston for their 100th anniversary, Montreal on a Saturday night, and then Toronto. I mean, there's going to be demands on you. I don't think this is how it's going to be the whole year. I think that if you look back over the years with the way the Chicago Blackhawks have handled their star players, I don't think anybody would say that they weren't accessible or they weren't people weren't provided access to them. So I think that you want Connor Bedard to go through this. This is part of learning too in the National Hockey League of being in the spotlight as a budding superstar. You're going to grab the attention of the media, and that's important for him, and he knows that. So, but him learning how to deal with it. I think it's good that he's got it out of the way early here. And, in his first 4 games, he goes into Colorado before returning home to face the Vegas Golden Knights. But I think these are all positives for him. You got to manage it. There's no question you have to manage it. And certainly, I think it's a little bit different than when Sidney came in the league and when Taylor came in the league, and even when Austin Matthews came in the league in 2016. The focus and everybody that has a question and, the availability that they want from Connor Bedard, so, it's a lot more what I would say it's bigger and it's a lot more demanding. So he's got to learn that, but also there's got to be a little protective measures put around him as well.
Craig, there is nobody else who could come on this show or any other show and talk about Ty Glover and Mark Fredman with knowledge, expertise, and enthusiasm. Just incredible. The timing was perfect for us, as it always is on a Tuesday when you're on our show. Thanks so much.
And I want to finish out. Shout out to Rick Tocchet. You want more ice time? Earn your blank. I love it.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
Yeah, and that's when they're 2-0. Yeah. Thanks for this, Craig.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate it.